Hi, my name is Chris Pomainville. I'm here at JTech. I'm going to discuss how a torque converter works. Most people, whenever you go to a dealership and you work for a dealership, usually they just tell you to replace it, and nobody ever looks at the interior of it. So I'm going to go ahead and explain further how it works. Okay, as you can see, this side of the torque converter would be the transmission side, and this is the pump housing, which is the as you can see here, this would be the pump, and what it does is it redirects flow of transmission fluid to create the torque converter to start turning, and in turn make the transmission turn due to engine RPM. So whenever you give the engine RPM, it begins to spin, and it takes all the fluid and it pushes it out to the outside of the housing. After it goes into that, it goes into what they call the turbine, as you can see here. What happens after the fluid comes out of the turbine, it goes and hits these fans right here, and it redirects the flow to what is called a stator. When they're combined, as you can see, the flow redirect here causes a lock. And then that would be called vortex flow. Once the engine and the transmission just about are matched in speed, it's roughly around like 10% difference. Once it hits about 90, it would start what they call coupling, which is rotary spin. And what that does is both the stator and the turbine spin at the same speed, and it unlocks the clutch, allowing it to couple. And to continue on what we were discussing, I wanted to get a little more in-depth view. The converter consists of three main components, which is your impeller, which is a pump, also your turbine, and then your stator. The impeller, which is the pump, is bolted to the flex plate and it rotates at engine speeds. The turbine is splined to the input shaft of the transmission, and the stator is sandwiched in between the two and is equipped with a one-way clutch. Let me show you how this one-way clutch works. Going just like that, it'll only spin in one way, as you can see, and then whoop, locks. It's that one-way clutch, only can spin in one direction. Of course, the assembly is filled with trans fluid, and say you're at a stoplight and you're holding the brake, it actually becomes in rotary motion. Whenever you let off the brake and you start to accelerate, it'll lock like that, as you can see, and it will continue to spin until the turbine and the stator become close in relation to speed. Once it does, it will start to go back into a rotary motion. The rotary motion really just continuously flows fluid in between. And how the turbine does that is once it gets up to a certain speed, it will change the direction at which it hits these impellers. The stator impellers, the stator deals, fins. And really, that's about it. And these are all parts. This is actually a clutch that belongs as a portion of it. It's actually the outside housing. This is what connects to your flex plate. That's it. Thank you.